All right, Craig Hocknull here, coming to you from TPC Summerlin in Las Vegas. As you can see, I'm not teaching, I'm playing this week. I'm playing in the Shriners Children's Open. It's actually be the second time I played in this event, and it'll be my 7th PGA Tour event, along with multiple Korn Ferry Tour events. If you guys have followed my journey, you know that as a coach, there's just no better feeling than getting inside these ropes and getting to play and compete against the best players in the world. So what I wanted to do briefly, my first day here, it's a Sunday. I showed up, basically have the place to myself, filming in this direction so you can kind of see what's going on all around me. So I'm doing what's in the bag and thank some sponsors, and then I'll spin you around at the end so you can see the view I'm looking at, which is pretty sick. So let's get into it. So first of all, as you can see, I'm a Callaway guy. Got my nice Callaway staff bag, name, Glen Arbor logo, Callaway Paradigm stuff. This is just always a cool tour addition. It's an extra strap in case you're wondering. Sometimes the caddies throw the extra strap over the shoulder to kind of take a little pressure off the body. The bag is heavy. I give these caddies so much credit. My caddy this week is Will Newman, great friend of mine. He's caddied for me in tour events and majors, and he's going to be so much fun to have him on the bag. Just love Will. Thanks, Will, for all your help as well. So putter, right? So I'm going to start with my putter, the Sabre Golf brand new putter for 2023. It's this one right here, the Sabre Lynx putter. As you can see, I kind of modified the design, removed the brass core, because in the original Sabre Cat and Sabre Hawk putters, I had an aluminum body with a brass core for the weight. What I've done is I went with a 304 stainless steel to add the weight. Just this piece alone is 500 grams. The plumber's neck that I've added to give me a little 45-degree toe hang is about another 30 grams. So the putter head, this section, is about 530 grams. I have a steel KBS black shaft, and I use the Jumbo Tour, it's like a Tour wrap, CP2 wrap, all right? So I went to a round grip a couple years ago just because I like the way it kind of sits in my hands versus having the flat top. If you're curious about it, maybe throw a Jumbo of some kind on there. I love the CP2 because it has more of a uniform taper. It's more parallel. It doesn't really taper down very aggressively. And then obviously stick it in my beautiful PRG custom head covers. I get a lot of compliments on the logo. Hopefully you like the logo as well. Moving on, I'm going to go up here into my driver. So this one here is my 44-inch driver. What I have is a Paradigm triple diamond. It's heavily weighted, excuse me, heavily weighted. So I have two 14-gram screws. That's the heaviest screws that you can find. I put those in there to get a lot of weight because it's only 44 inches long. I put it in the it's a 10.5 degree head, but I put it in the -2 D setting. Okay, just works great for me. I love it. And I have a US Team Mamiya Link. It's the white shaft, but it is the 80-gram extra stiff. So as you can tell, I like swinging heavy. All of my stuff is heavy from the putter all the way through the bag. So love this driver. Definitely going to be in the bag all week. And my backup is right here. Basically, it's the exact same thing. I went with a 46-inch shaft in that one just to kind of test this week and just see if the extra 2 inches was really going to do me benefit. They both go straight. This one's a little straighter, this one's a little longer. I can tell about 15-20 yards, so we'll see if it's going to be beneficial or not. Okay. Then here, proud of my National Club Pro Championship that I played in New Mexico. Cool Callaway head covers. They do such a great job for us as club pros at the PPC Championship is what we call it, the PGA Professional Championship in New Mexico this year. They made these really cool head covers, so I just kept it. But this is an oldie but a goodie. I have my Epic Max 3 Plus. This thing crushes. I just bomb it with this from the fairway, from the tee, and it has the 2 weight ports so I can weight it up heavy. I've got a little older link shaft in here, but it came with it and it's staying in the bag. And then what I do here, which is what a lot of guys have done recently, is I sometimes go between a driving iron and a 20 degree. So what I have here is a Heavenwood, and it's the Epic Max because I do like the larger profile, a little thinner face, but a little wider look. And I can hit stingers, I can hit this out of fairway bunkers, can hit it up high in the air, and it's got that same original Link yellow shaft. And I give a shout out to my favorite Cabo San Lucas golf course, Twin Dolphin. My buddy Neil from Glen Wild, where I used to work up in Park City, hooked us up, my wife and I, at Twin Dolphin one time, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful Freddie Couples golf course down there. Such a treat to be able to play golf overlooking the ocean there in Cabo. All right, too much bragging, I know. So this is cool. I just added these guys in because they're brand new. This is the Apex Pro, just came out this year, 2023. I've got with me a 4 and a 5 iron, and in it I've got my Recoil 110 shaft. I use a stiff shaft, but I tip it an inch to make it feel like an X. And then of course I got my CP2s. These are in the jumbo, but typically what I do is I stretch them. So I use an air compressor, push the grip on and stretch it down. So it's kind of it has the weighting, but it's a little bit thinner as you stretch it down. So I've got a 4 and a 5. In this case, the 4 and the 20 degree are kind of interchangeable depending on what I got going on out on the course this week. So that's that. And then I go into my irons. I did get the new CB irons, the Apexes, but I just got them, so they're not going in the bag for this tournament. So I'm going with my Old Faithfuls. These are the TCB irons that I love. I've been using them ever since they came out. Great profile, great shape. They have the weight port in there, so you know what I'm about to say. I added the heaviest weights in there, so just love the ability to do that. And in the new CB and in these Pros, I can also weight it up heavy as well. So really enjoying that. Same Recoil 110 F4 tipped with the jumbo stretched. All right, so now we go down here into the wedges. These are kind of cool. Everybody's got like some reason to have their wedges done, right? So Anthony Toronto of Callaway, excuse me, did some nice grinding. I'm pretty steep on my swing, take a lot of big divots, so I do a pretty aggressive like leading edge grind. So I'll hold this one up here, maybe you can kind of see a little bit of that extra grind. I got the raw finish, and since I've been coaching up at Glen Arbor in New York, you check out the rust that's building up on the club face there. So he also excuse me, he also stamped these for me. So I have a 62, 60, 56, and a 50. The 62's got JCH, that's JC, my oldest son, who's also a golf pro. And on Monday, a week from today, he and I are actually going to team up and play in our first ever Southwest Section Pro event. So I would almost think that's an even bigger treat than even playing here, just so you know my perspective on family. I love these events, and I'm hoping to do great this week. But to get to play with my son in an event, it's going to be super special. So JCH is on the 62. He hits some just nasty flop shots. He's got a great short game. He's been able to beat me many times around the green, so put his initials on that. On my 60 degree, this is LCH, so this is Laura. So her initials are on the 60 because this is kind of like my bunker club. She's the one that always bails me out. She's the one that gets me out of trouble. I love her so much, so I put the LCH on my 60. This one here has got the GCH, so this is Gregor on my 56 degree, and this one here has got HCH for Hugh on my 50. I nicknamed him Fitty. It's kind of an inside joke, so I won't share it with you entirely, but that's the purpose for those. And Anthony's been so great to do a nice little grind and stamp those for me. He's going to do another one for me. I'm expecting delivery here probably tomorrow. Just little different shape. Since I've been playing on a lot of bent grass, bluegrass, and now I'm going to be out here playing on Bermuda and a little different climate. I'm going to go with a little different grind and see if that helps. If not, no big deal. These all work great. So obviously I'm going to have my putting ruler, right? My Sabre Golf putting ruler. This goes everywhere with me. Most of the time it gets action at the house or at the hotel. That way I can putt on it. So it has a little stimp meter railing on it, so I can check the greens here. The pre-sheet that we get coming into a tournament said that the greens are going to be running about 12 feet on the stimp meter, and I can double check that if I want with this tool. Most of the time I flip it over, put my ball at one end, and just putt back and forth, back and forth. If you can keep a golf ball on this ruler from end to end, you're doing pretty good, and it's a great confidence booster for me. So put that in there. And then obviously I have my Sabre Golf swing trainer. This is what I use constantly to warm up. I've got the 2.0 model. From the heavy end, I'll go over here in a little bit and I'll swing it, probably 50 to 100 times just to get loose. And then I'll flip it over to the light end, kind of work on some hand speed. Just got to blend my body and the hand speed together. So that's always in the bag, amongst other things. So when you come out to an event, your caddy doesn't want you to load up the bag with too much. I usually have about 9 golf balls. I like to wear in my gloves, so I have about 5 semi-used gloves at different stages, and I have a couple of new ones that I'll kind of work in today for the week. I also have some snacks in there, typically a protein bar, also some allergy stuff, maybe like a little allergy pill or some Benadryl. I mean, you never know, we're outdoors, you can get stung by something, and you might need to take a little Benadryl to kind of alleviate some of that reaction. Always have the sunscreen. All right, so always got my sunscreen on. You're probably getting the glare off of these internal out of bounds stakes that I'm walking around on. They have not seen too much sun, except for when I came out here and qualified. So I'm going to give a shout out to the Southwest Section PGA. I won our Southwest Section qualifier in August. Got extremely sunburned on my legs, but I was able to have 6 birdies and an eagle and qualify. So shout out to all my fellow Southwest Section PGA professionals. I love this section. I love competing. Iron sharpens iron. These guys are always propelling and working hard, and it's just great to be able to represent the Southwest Section and all PGA professionals. Shout out to Michael Block for inspiring all of us through your recent PGA Championship and the stuff that you're doing, Blocky. Obviously, anytime we can get inside the ropes, we're trying to do our best. We're absolutely trying to do our best. People ask me all the time, so what's the difference? I said, you know what? Standing next to a Tour Pro, shot for shot, looking at all my ShotLink data, I'm about Tour average, which means if you're Tour average, you're basically missing every cut by just 1 or 2 strokes. So I'm hoping to be better than Tour average this week. I shot 3 under for 2 rounds last time I played this event, and it was a 7 under cut line, lowest in PGA Tour history. So I know I'm gonna have to go low. I'm gonna have to feel more comfortable, which I do every single time, and it's just a tremendous blessing to be able to do that. This year I've got surplussolar.com on my sleeve and on the side of my hat. Surplussolar.com, just wonderful people to start with, right? You couldn't ask for better people, better customer service. Surplussolar.com in the US is the premier distributor of solar panels, okay? So if you have big projects, massive projects, small projects, and you're looking for solar panels, you need to get to know surplussolar.com guys, because they have the best customer service, and they have access to solar stuff that you didn't even know existed and you couldn't get your hands on. They're able to help you find it and source it. So definitely work with the Surplus Solar folks. Big shout out obviously to Callaway, Travis Matthews for outfitting me. Got my Travis Matthews shirt, belt, shorts. I'll have my slacks nicely tailored. I'm wearing my Adidas shoes. Adidas has been great to me for a very long time. When you get out and walk these courses, you have to be able to walk them and not have ankle issues or blisters or whatever. And once you get really comfortable with a pair of shoes, you kind of stick with them. I've just really enjoyed these, and I like the BOA on this one, because as you kind of walk around, you know, you can feel your foot settling, your socks settling, etc. And I like to be able to just kind of go and just give it a little click and tighten it up just a tiny little bit. So what I'm going to do now, I got these cool balls. So Callaway's coming out with a new ball, and it has a dot next to the left arrows. So this is the Chrome Soft X. It has a dot. Not exactly sure about it. I just picked it up over here. And then I have the regular Chrome Soft X. So I'm going to do some short game, do some chipping, kind of see how these golf balls react. I've really enjoyed playing the X, so unless this dot ball is an amazing golf ball for me this week, which obviously I'll test with TrackMan when the reps get here, I'll more than likely be just playing the regular Chrome Soft X. Hopefully I haven't forgotten anything. Just a shout out to my host here in Las Vegas. Jeff and his family are gracious enough to host us at their house. Just dear friends from my time at Glenwild in Park City, Utah. Building those relationships and keeping those connections is so important. And the golf as a sport, golf as a business is extremely small. So I want to just thank them for hosting me and my family here. It's going to be a great week. You know, we got the Surplus Solar family coming out. Just tremendous supporters of me from Glenwild and Park City in New York. So I've got Glen Arbor in New York and Glenwild, my previous club, coming together to help me have a great time here in Las Vegas. So I'm going to spin you around just so you can kind of take a look at the mountains I'm looking at. So check that out. There's the driving range. Here's the practice green. Here's the ball rolling. Let's see how they're rolling. Go in. Come on. And I just love the coloration of the mountains. You can kind of see over here in the distance. I'll zoom in a little bit on that one. Very, very cool. So there's the driving range. The practice green is over there where all the players and myself are going to be putting. And then this is number 9 over here, just behind this Jumbotron. And then you can see that 360-degree grandstand up there. That to the left down there is the 18th green with the pond. Straight away in the distance is 17, and you'll see the 16th green from up there. So I'm sure that will be a very, very enjoyable place for people to spend some time and watch a lot of golf. So thanks a lot for joining me. Thanks for making it to the end of this video. If you're a Team Hocknull supporter and you're coming out here to Las Vegas to watch me, thank you so much. I know I've got some friends and family coming out here to watch. It's gonna be awesome. I'm gonna be giving away signed hats from Callaway, and if you're coming out, find us, find my family, and see if I got any hats left to hand out for you. I really appreciate everybody, especially on my YouTube channel. Keep watching, keep subscribing, keep asking questions. Anytime you have a question on there, just type it in there. I get back to every single person. Sometimes on the channel itself, it's hard to respond to questions that have been asked previously. I have to go back and check those every now and then, but feel free, ask away. If you want any specific videos, I'll try to do some of those for you as well. So hoping to represent Glen Arbor in New York, Sabre Golf, Callaway, Travis Matthews, everyone else, Surplus Solar team. Thanks for watching.